For the loveliest questions. What's this for, Paul?
That's for keeping time.
Nice. Thank you. It's very nice to see you. I love your carpet.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, how are you? You don't know me. You think you know me, you don't know me. You don't love me. You love the idea, but it's not true. You're about to find out that you don't love me at all. In fact, you are disgusted by me. But you kind of like that. And I understand. I'm like that too. I fluctuate. Why
How you feel about yourself, you mean?
Do I feel about myself? I suppose. No, I don't really fluctuate that much about it. I'm fascinated and appalled by myself. Like most people, I think. Yes. Is this psychotherapy with an audience? It kind of is. I'm okay with that, actually. I'm fine, I'll do it.
You do it on a semi-regular basis anyway, so...
Yeah, I do. I'm quite happy. You know why, though? Because, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because when I got to about 45 years old, I began to smell a rat. And here's what it is. I used to think people, when they grew up, you know, they weren't afraid and they had everything sorted out and they were fine. I realised they're all fucking liars. It's not true.
And you only realised
how to beat that.
And that's a realization you came to within the last couple of years?
Yeah, I didn't notice before. I always thought people... I judged what was going on inside of me against what was the facade of what was going on in the outside of other people. So when people were walking around saying that, you know, everything was fine and they had got it all sorted, I'm like, God, I better shut up about me because I'm not fine and everything is not sorted. And then I realised they were lying. And to themselves and to me, and then I felt, oh, well, what the hell, I'm just going to say whatever I want. Also, my television show was on so late, I didn't think anyone would notice.
Well, I'm sorry to say, I think a few people have.
I blame TiVo for that more than anything else.
So you never will sort it out, and you've come to peace with that, and then that's what has made you comfortable.
I don't know if I'm comfortable. I think but I'm accepting of that. So I accept discomfort, but I don't settle for it. Jesus.
I'm sorry. Well, in a sense, you started it with your book.
So you want an apple?
Perhaps later.
Yeah, right.
We have enough to go around.
Yeah, no, not really. No.
But you talk about that in your book. You talk, certainly as a young man, about going around with a great deal of anxiety and
hey, listen, if you grew up where I grew up, it was appropriate to walk around with anxiety. It was absolutely paying attention to the surroundings. You know what I mean? It was where not at home, but outside the home. It was dangerous, full of, you know, people who wished you harm for their amusement, and that causes me anxiety. It still does. You know, I look back now at the wee boy I was, who was frightened a lot, and I thought, well, there's a sensible young man that could read the signals. Because it was, you know, there were dangerous people around, you know, threatening me.
But there aren't anymore, so...
Oh yes, there are. Oh yes, there are. They just use blood. They use more sophisticated weaponry like sarcasm and long glaring looks.